Hello, welcome back. Last time I investigated Dragmire Tower and cleared my way to the Great Palace, and I think I have gotten to the end of what I can do with every mystery in the game, except for charting out the rest of the Great Palace, so finally we get to actually do that activity. So I have a reasonable, probably, theory for how things are going to shake out after this. I have all the treasures in the entire world as far as I know, right? Let's just double check that. That looks like a full inventory, except for the one doll remaining in Great Palace. Maybe I'll get that today, maybe I won't get that far. What am I doing? Church, that's what I'm after. Where is that thing? Center of town? Is this a 3-screen town? Towns look very samey at all times. I don't know where anything is relative to anything else ever. I have a vague feeling that the church is in the center of town, and this time I think I was right. I think that was the second screen from both the left and the right. Anyway, here's the Great Palace. I need to go in from the other side. So now the final barrier will open. Alright, here we go. Right, this music remix is a lot of fun. So yeah, of course my map will not have carried over from first quest, gonna have to fill everything back in again, and I don't actually remember distinctly the layout. I think I do remember that right is a dead end, so let's get that filled in quickly. Yeah, so my theory right now is that the summon spell is only used in one place, and that's in the Dragmire Tower, at that screen that has the little crystal. So that little crystal in that spot, like an empty spot for a crystal, did disappear when I opened my pause menu. So, you know, it's active, it does something, it doesn't draw at all times. Really? Oh, well. I was hoping that'd be an upstabbable spot, but it was not. Ah, that didn't work either. Well, you know what? You get to live, I guess. Hey. You don't. 6 stabs at attack 9. Well, you know what? There we go. Anyway, yeah, so I think I probably need to complete this whole dungeon. I'll fill up my bottle with blood that counts as mine, even though it's not actually. Oops. Then we'll use that to summon Ganon in Dragmire Tower and take him down and solve things that way. That's my prediction. We'll find out as time goes on how accurate it actually is. And First Quest did ask me whether I wanted to save and start a new quest, or... I just had a ridiculous thought, what if there's a third quest? What would be the point of that? Anyway, so I had the option of whatever to do, so I don't think I can be kicked out without a choice to do anything about it. Yeah, so that door is extremely mysterious. What would make the most sense to me here is, like, if there were a teleporter to some part of Dragmire Tower? That would imply, though, that I'm doing things there and then coming back here. But things are happening in the other order, aren't they? Let's go... I think I'm just gonna go left here. Actually, I think I remember something about the layout. Doesn't this lead to a really long... several branches of path, but eventually dead end and make me turn around, or loop around in some other way? So there's going to be the fire-spitting plants in this room. I remember that. And I remember going forward through this room and backward through it. So this is probably the way to the skeleton key. That may have been a mistake right there. Well, you know what? That's what I did. I'll just take this slow. It'll be fine. Yeah, this is acceptable if I can be patient, and that's every once in a while an action I can do. If I didn't want to do that, though, the best way to be impatient here would probably be... Ah, not that. There's no good way to be impatient. I'll always be punished for it. So it's just a question of whether I want to allow myself to take that punishment or bother to avoid it. And the punishment is not serious at all, because, like, my magic regenerates, so I can just do this and by the time it matters, I'll be probably not full again, but I'll find magic jars and stuff that has given those some value for being. Yeah, I've totally gone both directions through this room, I remember for sure. This, I think, is either a dead end permanently or a dead end now until I get the skeleton key, and then it won't be. Actually... So this was the room that has a, so both up and down here. Okay, you know what? What if I went down this shaft? Well, that's a thing that I can do. Let's just do it. Don't see a lot of reason not to. Like, any unexplored path is fine. Kingsline? Yep. I know this is not heading for Thunderbird yet. That's way too early, even though it looks like the room that does that. So this is the table room, right? Right about here would be sometimes a bird or a red jar. In this room there's neither. This is the Bowser's Fortress room. Wasn't there only one Bowser's Fortress room? I think this was the only one in the whole palace that I found. So yeah, more of this is coming back to me than I expected. So yeah, I remember having a lot of trouble in this room, and now I can see why that might have been. Yep, there we go. That's a demonstration. Yep, here's another. Okay, this room. This one is kind of a big deal. Is this the actual for real worst room in the game? Maybe. Yeah. I think I could justify that label. Whoops, okay. But if I just don't pay the impatience tax, things are fine here. And that takes me here, where I'll gamble on this. Got something nice, that's good. Okay, and I have a general sense of where I am here now. Is a locked door to the right either here or above? Or in another place that looks like that. These fires are not the easiest thing in the world to block. So right, I remember you, and then this room just doesn't actually do anything, so this is a dead end. Not where I was thinking of with the door. Okay. Getting burned alive by several types of fire here. I do have a protect spell that I never bothered to cast. I suppose I could. Alright, so that's this spot. If I keep going down, the point of no return is very obvious, and also first requires the skeleton key, so I won't stumble upon it by accident. Bluebirdie. I wasn't close enough to you for that to work. Okay, right, so this is one of those one-way spots. Oh boy, yeah, so with the bubbles here and everything, it's fine. It's fine. See, now I'll take the time to kill them, now that it doesn't matter anymore. Okay, so I remember what the other side of that is like. Here I went not casting the protect spell once again. I guess that would be a reasonable thing to do when I see a bluebird. Alright, well I'm here. I'm gonna go right and see what happens. My exploration methodology, I feel like drifted quite a bit from what I originally planned for it to be. Oh, hey. Right now I'm just taking any path that's not currently explored. Ooh, danger! Yep. Okay, so 2 hits for a Great Palace spot. Okay. Right, I have extra long sword beam. Ah, dang it! Right, so no stable ground there. Okay. Yeah. Okay, you. Sure. Man. Nope. I appreciate the comedy of that room. Just... Was I not at one point on the ceiling of this room? A room that looked like this in 3i Rock Palace, maybe, is what that was. Here's a locked door. Here we go. Okay. Locked door here. So when I see that ragged edge on the map, I'll hopefully remember what it means. That means we're gonna get to do this room again in the future. Goody. Oh, whatever. Ah! Nice shots. Locked door. Okay, so all the locked doors over here. Got it. Right. That might be critical path to boss. I think there's a couple of those, though. I don't know if that's at a bottleneck or at a place where it actually widens. Like, if I go left here, what am I going to find? It's just so easy with regenerating magic to cast heal and not bother with other protective spells that that's just... If that's path of least resistance, that's what I'm going to end up doing. So right, center elevator here, just different layout for some reason. That's just how the pieces fit together. This little room from... again 3i Rock Palace, I think? Or maybe Ocean Palace? There was a key on top of this blockade in that version. But no little keys here, only one big one. Urchin room. I can kill urchins, right? Right? Sure can. That's how that fight's supposed to go, except for the one hit I took. Where is this? Have I ever been here? Yes, I fell into that trap. There's a slime ambush. I'm still gonna go for it, but on the way back, because I think I have to turn around after this elevator. Maybe. You know what? Let's do it now. If I get kicked out, I'll just come back here again anyway. But I'm gonna do this. Alright, so there's a slime ambush. I'll be prepared to cast Fairy if I have to, but I do insist on trying to get that bag. Now I wonder... Could I, like, defuse the slime ambush? Well, that kinda did it. Alright, you know what? Let's do things this way. What? Alright, and that counts as clearing that. There is a way down in that room. Does the map tell me as such? It does. I don't remember where this leads. Ooh, this looks hilariously dangerous. I love it. Okay. Where am I? Another fire bridge. There are a lot of these, it feels like. Okay, fire both sides, couldn't block both. This doesn't look familiar. Is this one of those spaces I never managed to explore? Maybe it is because I fell into the big slime trap. I think I've seen the other side of this but never been here, maybe. Yeah, and I think this is a dead end, isn't it? So this puts me... Okay, yeah, and I can see the other side of that. Okay. So, I've experienced a little slice of the palace I don't think I had before. Cool. Do I want to fall down the big bot spot? Yes, that's the closest place that will lead to unexplored ground. Yep, so apparently that's my methodology. Take the closest path that leads to unexplored. If there are multiple, then just pick one at random. Or, I guess more accurately, pick the one that's not clearly one way. Yeah, so you come back. Good for you. I'll follow you down. So now... I'm here. Well, here's an elevator going up, huh? Where is this now? Ooh, this is interesting. This feels promising for possibly leading to that one-way pressure plate thing. Since that bird was already there, I suspect there's nothing in this statue anymore. That's what was in it. Yeah, this might lead to the one-way door at the entrance. Curtains. Other thing it could connect to is the hallway that's 2 layers up. Or it could just be something else entirely that I'm unable to predict. It's also possible I've seen all of this territory before and I'm just not remembering. So there was a room of this layout where I did not go into the wall. I'm slightly regretting that now, because I should have investigated, but that's not how it happened. Okay. I'm imagining I'll be back there at some point, but when would that happen? Well, later. Are you gonna show me where the hole in the floor is? No, but the pillar will. But also, yes. This looks vaguely familiar. Am I gonna have to cast jump or do a scary jump to get through this? Yeah, I know where I am. Okay. Hiya! Okay, that was scary, but I got it done. Wait, here? Oh. Here? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So, what I want to do at this point is go to... This is not the nearest unexplored path. But it's one I'm as near to it as I'm going to be. So that's why I want to go there now. I do remember... What do I remember? I think I'm gonna go there and have to turn around, which is fine? Where do I predict that leads? Alright, what do I think is going to happen when I go through that path? I thought it had a way to fall down and join up with the place where I just was. That would be the optimal outcome. And the skeleton key I think is deeper down. I don't think it's on this layer. Could be wrong about all of these things. It's a slow fire dripper. Not as fast as the... Well, if it was as fast as the slime drippers, there would never be a fire-free part of the thing. So there are 2 Bowser rooms in here. I don't think my... Does my hitbox get shorter at all when I duck? The purpose of ducking is to move the shield down by a tile. But Link's head stays almost at the same place. And yeah, before the hole that I'm imagining, I don't know what I'm expecting here. So, I'm finding that out right here, right now. Yeah. Redbird Knight. Yep. Yep. 2 hits like that, that's nice. So, there's a right and a down. Aha, I've been to the down. Great, okay. What's the right? Oops. Oh hey, the sword beam actually got you. What did that much damage to me? A full unit at... Wait. Hold on. What? What did that much damage to me? I was shooting a sword beam. Oh right, I need a key. And, so I must have been at full health. I took one hit. The next time I looked, I was, like, one entire square down. But then I tested everything that could hit me there, and nothing took off that much damage. I think the most was body contact with the fire plant? I don't know why I'm doing this. Didn't even do anything. Something goes left here. Wait, I've been here? I have? I came back this way, right. Okay, I see where I am. Well then, what's that left all the way on the left? It's a little bit bothersome. I probably should investigate. I think I can do that from here. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna take that detour and fill in that space, because I don't think I want to go back that direction. Oh, this involves going through here. You know what? Let's not force two traversals of that room. I'll only do it left to right, because I know I can fall down to that spot. Alright, so there's a left to explore there later. And then I'm here. Right, I did this already. So was this the layer where I didn't investigate left to right? I think this is the one. I mean, the map tells me I didn't. But is this the one that I was thinking of? Now that is a question no one can answer. Not even me. Haven't I been here? Yes, okay, so that's a wall I can see through but not walk through. And then another of these, but I've been here. Wait, what is going on? What the... Okay, where was the P-bag trap? I would have said that was at the end of this hallway, but why does my map look like it does? Did I just not step deep enough into some rooms to activate them? And how did I go all the way over here? And turn around? Must have been a locked door, right? Let's check down here. What was the... Yeah, okay, so two locked doors, one down, one forward, right? Just gonna double check that. Yeah, okay. Alright, so, search for the skeleton key. Needs to go where? I guess down that ladder? Elevator. Right, yes, the center elevator in this room with the bots and the floor trap. I did not go down that today. I went left and that led to the P-bag trap, right? That matches my understanding of the layout. Except, where did that put me? I guess I'm thinking it put me in the room below. It's just like, it didn't count for map completion because I was too far right in it somehow. Too far left, rather. Alright, this is this bluebird room. This one is infamous. Kinda recognize where it is. Yeah, this is like the one bluebird you absolutely cannot avoid interacting with in the regular Great Palace. Because you gotta break through the blocks, and he's gonna be jumping and throwing swords at you the entire time. Whoopsie! Whoa, okay, that's fine, that all worked out. Yep, this room is very familiar looking. I know exactly where I am. And this would be critical path. Aha, but I need a key. So did that go on my map? Yes. Okay, so all those right edges and lower right need keys. And this one here is a false wall. That there is... I'm not sure, actually. So I need to fall down the P-bag trap spot again and go left and right and down. Okay. Anywhere but up. Sounds good. Okay, so this exploration methodology I feel is very much proving itself. rather than spending time diligently following a pattern that, I don't know, that gives me the illusion of organization. Just embracing a little bit of disorder in the name of efficiency has seemed to have paid off here. Because I've covered a lot of ground, and I also feel somehow like I have a better understanding of what the layout is than I did before. So hammer throwers did not respawn here. That's nice for me. So where exactly does this pit put me? Also, I want to fight the slime. There, I killed one part of it. Where exactly does this put me? Left side of this room, looking like that. Okay, so what I thought had happened is indeed what had happened. I think the skeleton key is on the right here. That is my prediction. Let's see how true my memory of that could be. False. Alright, well, I tried and I was wrong. Can do my best to ignore these flies buzzing around my head. Swat that one just a little bit. So I need to go left here. This was the left I was thinking of. I can answer that question. Okay, it wasn't the other spot. This has a fairy. Alright, well, I will rescue you. Instead of it being the other way around, since my health was full. Alright, so this feels like it pretty much has to be skeleton key path. If for nothing else, then this is the last place I feel like I'm able to even go. Which, if I'm going for full coverage, is pretty much optimal exploration order, so this worked out extremely well. Whoops, okay, there was no floor there in the first place. I wonder what the exact mechanics of those flying heads are. They clearly are individual monsters. Oh! My better sword beam... Okay, so explanation for what was happening with my life. My better sword beam comes out without completely full health. Alright. I was thinking that might be a thing, then another thought occurred before I actually bothered to test it, but I can see it clearly here. Anyway, yeah, so... yeah, speaking of another thought interrupting one... Whatever I was saying is gone now. What was I on about? I don't know. It was something. Oh, right! Okay, you reminded me. The mechanics of those heads. So what do I understand about these things? I used to think they would just... If I was in a certain zone in a particular room, they would just spawn infinitely from the edge, just like the, cat heads that shoot things, so they go forward, down, forward, up, forward, down, forward, up, one tile at a time. They're all over in the Island Palace, you know the ones. But the sine wave statues clearly are individual monsters, and if you kill them, they actually stay dead. Unlike the cat heads, where there are always more of them. So that was a source of confusion on my part. Ah, that's how I can take you out. With this fancy, extra good sword beam I have. So... I'm guessing what happens, like my mental model of the sine wave heads. Okay, so skeleton key's not this way, probably left. Mental model of sine wave heads is that... there's like... a trigger object, when I get near enough, it makes one pop into existence. It comes from whichever side of the screen was last being scrolled toward. At its basic speed, and if it's there when I enter the room, it goes at like almost no speed for some reason. Anyway, so once one of those things is spawned, it can be killed and it will stay dead, But there are several such triggers in the room. There's a limit of 2 on screen at once. So that's why it would seem sometimes like I would kill them and they just keep coming back. Because I would see 2, I would kill 2, then another one would come, but that was actually a different individual. This is something I didn't understand until fairly recently with this game. Anyway, yeah, so kill all the individuals in the room and they'll stop coming back. But there may be more than 2, you can just only see 2 at one time. So that's my mental model of how those work. Things I don't know is like how the trigger spots are placed. Like, do I step through the center of it? Is it as soon as it comes onto screen the thing exists? Right, and if one goes off screen, then it just loops back around to the other side of the screen, or whichever way the last scroll direction was. So once the pest has seen me, it's stuck to Link. Its trigger zone is at least. And then it'll come from the screen edge and keep hassling until I leave the room or kill it. So that is how I understand those. Some parts of that may be wrong. Oh, look at this funny, suspicious room. Okay, so no right, just left. This is definitely the way that leads to the skeleton key. Again, because it's the only way I can go. But also because it feels right from what I remember. You got yourself stuck in a funny spot. Kinda got embedded in the ceiling in that secret passage. Oh! Ah, is that how it is? That was 8 hits. No, hold on. I got some testing to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 breaks it apart. So if I keep stabbing it, it breaks apart. Alright, sorry, skeleton key, you can wait, there's science to do. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and then it breaks apart on that hit. Weird. So 3rd hit, after 2 slow ones instantly broke apart. Weird. Oh, there's a boss refight. Is it Guma? Yep. You're the key guardian. Oh, so you have spikes in your arena here. Was this how it was in first quest? I don't actually remember. It might have been in this, like this in first quest, and you just gained the spikes in your ocean palace over the ocean appearance. I just didn't make the connection between the two. Or maybe there weren't spikes in the Great Palace before. I don't know. Once again, just not casting that protect spell. That lasts a little bit of health on you. Lasts a long time. Wow! There we go. It's like 2 or 3 times as big as the others. Here we go, skeleton key. Okay. Key equals A, and if I look at my inventory, it is nowhere to be seen. It's just the... Oh, wait! It replaces the... Wait. There. But there is a doll in here, isn't there? Where does the 4th doll go? Well, no, okay, so the map showed me nothing in this palace. Isn't that kind of weird? Hold on, why now I'm extra confused. Because yeah, as I walked in here, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. As I walked in here in the first quest, there was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 to kill outright, but if I ever stop after 3, it will split. Okay, that's the mechanic. Why did my map show me things in the first quest? There was both a doll and something else I didn't understand. But on this quest it showed me nothing. Did I have to undo the binding force first and then it would start showing things? And like I did that, walked away and walked back? Maybe that was it. I do definitely want to get to the outside now. My goal is to go up, I think right... Actually, where would right lead? I will know when I'm heading for the final depths. Let's cast the spell a time or two, just once is enough, so that the level up that's coming could be magic and refill me fully. So what is over here? I'm surprised at how good a mental map I'm able to actually make of this place from just having seen it not even in full once, but seen part of it once recently. The recency helps. And also knowing mostly how it works in the NES version. Okay, so this is definitely... this is fine. I can come back from this. Okay, well I should have cast jump, I guess. Yep. I want to go deeper until I either reach a dead end or something that looks like it's definitely going to... Oh, there's a hole in the floor there. Okay. Well, thank you, bot, for showing me that. I'm not going to go for that P-bag. I don't need it. Wait. This room. I know where I am. Okay, I know where I am. And I think it's okay to fall in that hole. Because I can't get over there from here. That is the one-way path down. Right down here. So under me is the way to the end. This dead end shows me that, but requires me to go all the way back. Okay, cool. So let's go in the hole. Actually, let's not yet. Let's get that bag. Yep. There we go. Where does this go? That hole went up. That hole went way up, so holes can just lead wherever they feel like. Okay, so that could explain this upper left region of the map. Ah, it also explains this shaft here. Okay. Mystery solved. Good. And you know what? I have to do it. I'm never going to be closer than this. Except on my way back in, but that's okay. I can make the journey out. I'm going to go down to the left here to fill out that bit of the map. Ah, it's the table room and I just didn't go all the way left here. That explains everything. Okay. Alright, table room left has nothing, of course, as we know. And the map knows it too now. Alright, and now I gotta traverse the actual worst room in the game. Let's see how that goes. I'm not gonna cast any protective or healing spells right now. Bowser first. Can I make it under this? I always try and I always duck there and it never helps. But I keep trying in case the answer to that question changes. Alright, so, right. Actual worst room in the game. Ouch. Take a stop here so that if I do fall... Right, and yeah, like I said, I got a mental model of how those things work. Maybe there are just 2 trigger points in this room, or maybe I was already past the 3rd one. Alright, so I'm going to leave and save and do the second leg of this journey later. I do want to see if my map shows me anything. I guess one possibility... yeah, I am real close to the locked doors now, but I wish to leave. One possibility is that there is a 4th doll here on the first quest, but not the 2nd? Because I should expect some changes deeper in here in the 2nd quest for the empty bottle to do its thing. Didn't I get the doll on the first quest, though? No, I think I went to the spot where I expected it and found a P-bag instead. Am I making this up? That part I'm not sure about. But I definitely did see it on the map. That I remember for absolutely sure. And there was something behind it I thought that I could not recognize. And the thing behind it was animated. Why am I here? Because this is the way back, right. Okay, it's a little easier to go right to left in this room than the other way. And dungeon exit here. Not yet, but soon. Right, mystery left. Any hole could lead there. It could be... Okay, prediction. Since I already have the Triforce, I've been shown I used it to get to Dragmire. Since I already have the Triforce, game will keep going after Dark Link. Bottle will be full, I'll find a hole there that leads all the way back to the upper left, open the one-way door, and then that's how we would leave. Right, it has to be a hole or something, because there are multiple points of no return on the way to Thunderbird and Shadow Link. Okay. Okay. Yeah, map shows me nothing here. And it showed me nothing earlier when I came in here. So that's kind of weirding me out. Okay, well, whatever. That is fine. Alright, Mido, save point I think is left? If it's not, I can re-enter from the other side. It's not. It's to the right. I started there today, and now I'm remembering. Alright, fine. Subway is left, that's what it is. Okay. Right, to do this I have to enter from bottom. Alright, good stuff. So, next time, possibly Last of the Great Palace? We will see what happens.